Hello, first grade scientists, and welcome back to Science with Mrs. Miller. In our last lesson, we talked about the way that animals move. In this lesson, we will be talking about how and why animals communicate. So let's try to think of some ways first that people communicate. Let's think about this question. How and why do people communicate? I'll start. Well, here's an obvious way that we communicate by talking, right? We talk to each other to let people know what we're thinking, to share our ideas and our opinions, and to build relationships with each other. Can you think of some other ways that people communicate and why they do it? You have 15 seconds. I want you to turn and talk to the person next to you about the different ways that people communicate other than talking. Ready, set, go. All right, let's see if you came up with any of the ways that I was thinking. So we already said they talk. Oh, look, this is Taylor Swift. I love her. And what is she doing? She's singing. People sing to communicate too. People sing to show their emotions and to celebrate. People whistle, right? Sometimes people whistle if they're feeling happy. Oh, have you ever been in the car with your parents and they honk the horn? What are they communicating when they honk the horn? Yeah, they're letting somebody know, get out of my way, I don't want to hit you. This is one of my favorite scenes from the movie Elf, where Elf is screaming. People scream to communicate. That shows that they're afraid. What else? Oh, here's Elmo waving. Yeah, people wave to say hello. And people point to let someone else know what they're talking about. So like this astronaut is pointing to the sign NASA to let people know that he's talking about NASA. Oh, people wink. Do you know how to wink? Try it. People usually wink to let you know that they're kidding about something. Even babies have ways to communicate. Even before babies can talk, babies clap their hands, they smile. That lets you know that they're happy. Oh, look at Simba here. What is he doing? Make the face that Simba's making. He's scowling. And people scowl or frown to show that they are unhappy. Oh, look at this scene from Monsters, Inc. They're hugging. People hug to communicate that they love someone. So people, or humans, communicate in many, many different ways. Now, I have a question for you. Do animals that are not humans communicate also? Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down to let me know what you think. Ready, set, go. Thumbs up. If you gave me a thumbs up, you're correct. Animals that are not humans also have ways to communicate. That's what we're exploring today. Now, how do animals that are not humans communicate? Let's think about this. Do they talk or text on cell phones like this monkey here? Isn't this cute? Or do they type emails on a computer or a Chromebook or a laptop like this dog here? No, they don't quite communicate that way. But there are many ways that animals communicate. Can you think of some? Share as many as you can across your fingers right now, okay? I'm going to give you 15 seconds on the clock. Ready, set, go. Nice job, everyone. Were you able to come up with a few different ways that animals communicate? If you are, give yourself a pat on the back. Now, just like humans, animals communicate for a reason. So, for example, a skunk spray smells terrible. What do you think that communicates to other animals? Take a look at this skunk here and this bear. If the skunk lets off a spray, what do you think that communicates to another animal? Whisper into your hands right now. I think that probably shows bear. Eyes on me in 3, 2, 1. Were you thinking what I'm thinking? I was thinking the skunk probably lets off that really strong and stinky odor when he's afraid. And that tells another animal, such as a bear, to stay away, right? The skunk smell is very offensive. It's not a good smell. It smells disgusting. So that sort of wards off other animals. It makes other animals not want to be near the skunk. It helps to protect the skunk. Now let's watch this video to learn about how other animals communicate. By the way, can you just say that word before we watch this video? Ready? Let's say it slowly. Communicate. Very good. Now say it a little bit faster. Communicate. That's right. Excellent job. So let's listen to learn how other animals communicate. How do animals communicate?
Hi there. Do you know what type of animal this is? That's right, it's a parrot. This parrot's name is Jasper. He belongs to my friend Susan, and she told me that he was learning a new word every day. Isn't that amazing? So, today's big question is, how do animals communicate? I asked Susan what Jasper's favorite word was, and she said, crackers. Of course, not all animals can talk, but every animal communicates, and they communicate in different ways. Animals communicate with each other for different reasons. A lot of animals are very territorial. They have their own space or territory, and they communicate to defend that space. Hippos, for example, bellow when they feel threatened or want to fight another hippo. These bellows can be as loud as thunder or a jet plane. Camels spit when they feel their territory has been threatened. Some animals are predators. They bare their teeth when they want to scare other animals, and sometimes they roar. When other animals hear these predators, they warn each other. Monkeys, for example, communicate different alarm signals for different predators. If a monkey hears the alarm signal for a lion or a cheetah, they climb into the trees. But if they hear the signal for an eagle, they stay on the ground. Animals communicate in different ways. Birds, for example, can communicate with each other through their songs and calls. They do this in different ways too. Some birds whistle, some birds tweet, and some birds hoot. They make these sounds for the same reasons as other animals. They want to defend their territory, and they want to find a mate. Most people really like the sounds that birds make. In fact, we call it birdsong because it sounds like a person singing. People enjoy the sounds of many animals, and sometimes they can communicate with them. Other animals that communicate with humans include apes and dolphins. Animals communicate for a lot of different reasons. Take Jasper, for example. He communicates with Susan when he's excited, when he's scared, and more importantly, when he's hungry. And Susan says he's almost always hungry.
Wow, wasn't that video so interesting? You know what I really found fascinating? How monkeys have different sounds that they make, different alarms almost, to show if there's a threat on the ground or up in the air. And so monkeys set off these alarm sounds, and if there's like a cheetah or a lion, then it tells the other monkeys to climb up to the top of the tree. But if there's maybe an eagle flying around, they use a different alarm, which tells the other monkeys to climb all the way down to the bottom of the tree. Isn't that so interesting? Can you think of some other ways that animals communicate that you learned about through this video? See how many you can count across your fingers. I want you to tell how they communicate and why they communicate. Ready, set, share. Nice job, everyone. Let's see if you came up with any of the same ideas as me. So in that video, I learned that hippos bellow when they feel threatened. That lets another animal know to stay away or that they want to fight. Camels spit when their territory is threatened. Wasn't that interesting? What else? Oh, birds use songs or calls. They might whistle or tweet or hoot to defend their territory too. And they also use these sounds to attract a mate. Okay, now I have a movement activity for us. It's called Farm Animal Song. And throughout this song, you'll hear about some of the different ways that farm animals communicate. So right now, what I want you to do is pause the video here. You're going to stand up, stand behind your chair, and then you can click that blue button up in the top right-hand corner for a movement activity. Do all of the movements along with this song. Once you're finished, you could come back and unpause for more learning. I'll see you in a few minutes. Have fun. Welcome back, first grade scientists. I hope you had fun with that movement activity. If you're not already back in your seat, make sure to sit down now because we have a Pebble Go to read. We're going to read this Pebble Go to learn more about animal communication. All right, everyone, let's get those listening ears ready. Stretch them out wide. Ready? Whoop. Do it again. Whoop. Those listening ears are almost ready. Let's turn up the volume on them. And put on your thinking cap because we are about to learn a lot more information about how and why animals communicate. Animals can't talk, but they do communicate. A whale sings underwater messages. Bees communicate by touch with their antennae. Animals use 70 sounds to communicate with the herd. Let's check out these bees communicating with their antennae. Do you see how their antennae are interlocking with each other? Pretty cool, right? Song talk. Birds sing to send messages to other birds. One song may mean, "Stay away, this area is mine." Another song may be saying, "Come build a nest with me." Some songs signal danger. Hey, this sounds a lot like what we learned from that video. Do you remember how we learned that birds sing to communicate to protect their territory to keep other animals away? Seems like they're saying the same thing here too, right? And then sometimes they sing to communicate something friendly, like that they want other birds to come over. We learned in that video that they might want to find a mate, and they might sing to attract a mate. As we keep reading, let's think of other ways that we're growing our knowledge. Let's think of some other things that we're learning that's similar to what we learned in the video and things that are different or new knowledge. Let's see, talk by smell. Some animals use the sense of smell to communicate. A female moth has a scent to attract male moths. Fish send stay away warnings with bad odor. Skunks do the same. So earlier in our lesson, we talked a little bit about how skunks use their odor to keep other animals away. But did you know that fish also use an odor to keep other animals away? So interesting, right? Face talk. A primate's face sends messages to other animals. Worried primates frown. Show me your best frown. A monkey with fluttering eyelids wants to be friends. Can you flutter your eyelids like a monkey that wants to be friends? Nice job. A gorilla says, I'm angry by sticking out its tongue. Oh my gosh, show me your best angry gorilla right now and stick out your tongue. Let's see what else we have to learn here. Touch talk. Touch is another way animals communicate. Elephants show love by rubbing trunks together. Oh, that's so sweet. Pet dogs and cats rub against your leg when they want attention. Thumbs up if you've ever had a cat or a dog do that to you. Yeah, so they're communicating that they love you and that they want your attention. We have even more learning to do. I'm going to share with you a few pages from this book, Animal Communication, that I thought you would find interesting. This part is called Colors and Lights. Colors and lights, what does that have to do with communication? Let's find out. Octopuses communicate by changing their skin color. The colors are signals to other octopuses. Oh my gosh, is that amazing? Some animals communicate with light. Fireflies glow in the dark. The flashes of light send messages to other fireflies. Wow, that is so interesting. I've always wondered why lightning bugs light up at night. So we've learned that animals communicate for different reasons. Here are some of the reasons that animals communicate. To protect their territory or scare other animals, to attract other animals, to show love, and to warn other animals. Right now, can you think of one way that an animal communicates? Think of one example of how an animal communicates to protect their territory or scare other animals. I'll start. I'll give you one way. Let's see. Oh, remember this? Birds chirp to protect their territory. Can you think of other animals that also communicate to protect their territory? You have 10 seconds. Go. All right, let's see if you came up with any of these ideas that we learned from our video and from our book. Oh, remember this? The hippo bellows to protect its territory. The gorilla sticks out his tongue to show that he's angry. It's funny. That doesn't make me nervous or scare me off. That kind of makes me laugh. Ooh, the skunk sprays a stinky smell to scare away other animals. And fish, this was interesting, do the same thing. They also send off an odor which tells other animals to keep away. Now, how about how animals communicate to attract other animals? Can you think of one example of how animals communicate to attract other animals? I'll get you started. Here's one way. Birds, again, use their song to attract other birds. Think of some other animals that use communication to attract others. You have 10 seconds. Ready, set, go. All right, let's see if you came up with any of these ideas. Moths, female moths, we learn emit or send off a smell that attracts male moths, right? So female moths are girl moths, and they send off a smell to attract male moths or boy moths. Fireflies light up to attract other fireflies and communicate with other fireflies. Oh, remember this? The monkey flutters its eyelids to let other monkeys know that he wants to be friends. And then the octopus communicates with other octopuses by changing colors. That helps to attract other octopuses. Now, another reason that animals communicate is to show love. Can you think of one way that animals communicate to show love? Think of one example. You have 10 seconds. Time is up. Let's see if you came up with any of these ideas from our video or our books. Aw, dogs will rub up against us to show love. And cats will do the same thing. And then elephants, I thought this was so sweet, they interlock their trunks to show love for each other. We also learned about an animal that communicates to warn other animals of danger. Do you remember? Whisper it into your hands. Ready, set, go. Monkeys let out a sound to warn other monkeys of predators. All right, let's see if you came up with this. Yes, that's right. Monkeys set off an alarm sound to let other monkeys know that there's either a predator up high, like an eagle, or a predator down low, like a lion or a cheetah. All right, now it is time for our activity sheet. If you're learning from home, as usual, you'll find this sheet in your Google Classroom. And if you're learning in school, your teacher will give it to you. Let's see what it says. The directions say, draw a picture and write a sentence to show and tell how and why an animal communicates in a certain way. So you'll draw your picture in this space and then you'll write your sentence here. So think of all of the different ways that animals communicate. You're going to choose just one, and you need to make sure to tell how the animal communicates and why they communicate. To refresh your memory, you can always look back at this part of our video to help you. I'll show you mine. So I drew a picture of two elephants locking their trunks together. And then my sentence says, elephants lock their trunks together To show love. So I said what they do to communicate, and what they do is they lock their trunks together. And I said why they do that, and they lock their trunks together to show love. So you can pause the video here as you work on your activity sheet. Keep this up on your screen to refresh your memory. And when you're finished, when you're all finished with your activity sheet, if there's time, there's an optional video for you to watch to learn more about how and why elephants communicate. I think you'll find it very interesting. If you don't have time to watch the video right now, you can feel free to come back and watch it again at another time if you would like. It was so much fun learning with you all today. I'll either see you in a few minutes to share that video with you, or I'll see you next time. Good luck with your activity sheet. Welcome back, first grade scientists. I see you made the choice to come back for more learning. I know once we start learning about a topic, we just want to learn more and more, right? That's how I feel. So do you want to learn more about how elephants communicate? Watch this National Geographic video, Elephants Communicate While at Play.
This is a large adult male named Stony, and he's doing what we call tusk ground or tusking the ground. Look at him. He is so silly. Look how he's right down on the ground. Most males do this when they're threatening another male, and it's kind of a way of saying, this is what I'm going to do with you if I get hold of you. Because elephants they'll kill people that way as well. Now he's just looking at me, and he's now starting to shake his head and doing what I call a head waggle. Now that's an invitation to play. So I know by his behavior and how he was kicking his legs out earlier, there he goes again with his head waggling and kind of dancing for us. But I know by his very sort of floppy movements and even the way he's looking, look at him closing and opening his eyes, that he wants to play. This is not a serious threat in any way to me. This is just a really cute video of two young elephants, two juveniles, doing what we call play social rub. They're lying on the ground and just wiggling against each other. Elephants love to do this, especially kind of in the late afternoon when they've had a lot to eat and they're feeling good. Now look at the female on the right is tusking the ground, kicking her legs in the air. They're just so silly. I think it probably just feels really good to squirm around on the ground and against other elephants. So here we've got two calves playing with other elephants in the background here, and this is a very typical kind of calf play where the older one usually lies down on the ground and allows a younger one to climb on top. And again, they just love this touching of their bodies and wiggling and squirming around. This was filmed in the evening. It was about an 11-year-old female and two infant calves that she was looking after. And she was so cute with them. She just lay down in this sort of dust wallow here and allowed them to clamber all over her, tripping and falling. A little male and a little female, the calves are. And they stepped all over her. And she's so tolerant. She just obviously just loves these two little babies. Okay. It's almost like he was tickled or something. And then this calf just ends up stepping on her trunk and all over her face. And they can be quite rough with each other, but I'm sure it would knock us over, but they're pretty sturdy little babies. Look, watch this balancing act here, where he tries to step on her trunk, but it's a little bit too wiggly. So then he decides, okay, he'll just step right on her face instead. But she doesn't mind.
Wasn't that just so cute? If you'd like to learn even more about animals and the ways that they communicate and their behavior, you can go to National Geographic and you'll find lots and lots of videos on this topic. So cute. All right, I'll see you next time, everyone. Have a great day. Bye-bye.